center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Wizards.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
We've got the Cobra. Horford is out there with David Lee. And it's Hayward. And it's Turner in at point. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. One thing about David Lee is a proven scorer and rebounder. Clark, health, though, has been a concern.
It has been very durable early in his career, Kevin, but of late we've seen hamstring issues, back issues, and torn hip flexors, and that's taken a toll on him for sure.
Mr. Fundamentals checked in for John Wall. The Celtics shooting their third free throw attempt of the game. Well, David Lee with the Golden State Warriors began his career with the New York Knicks. We're talking about him and his play, and it's sometimes hard to get a good compass on what kind of player he is.
Yeah, you know, he was drafted 30th when he came out and certainly played above that draft slot. Then when he re-upped for the 6 years, $80 million, people started to wonder if he was able to play to that value.
Beal gets a wide-open look. Hits the target from 18 feet. Now it's a 4-point Wizards lead.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Here's Lee. Rebound, Washington.
And getting back to David Lee, before the big contract, he was putting up some huge lines. I mean, he was the first Knick to go 30 and 20 in a game since the great Patrick Ewing. And he became the first NBA player to record at least 35 points, 20 rebounds, and 10 assists since Kareem back in 1976.
Here's Mr. Fundamentals. Turner covering. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And, you know, back to David Lee, we all know about his struggles with the Warriors, and many had written him off completely. But then at the end of last season, he showed that he still has the energy and skills to contribute if given minutes. Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
And for the Celtics, 28 of their 40 wins on the season came against the East. Not impressive, but they got the job done in a conference which could be had at times, obviously.
That's true, but what should be noted, Kevin, about the Celtics against the East is just how well they played against the Eastern Conference playoff teams.
Right.
I mean, against the East top 8, they shot a lot better and executed a lot better as well. So you can see them stepping up their game against the competition.
Hayward kicks to Lee. Pass to the Cobra. Tries yet again. Here's Horford, and that one is stuffed right through.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
Here's Mr. Fundamentals. Latrey. But they recover it. And Gortat kicks to Dudley. Passes it to Mr. Fundamentals. And stolen by Horford. And here comes Hayward, leading the fast break. That's good. Now it's a 3-point Celtic lead. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And stolen by Hayward. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Beal pulls it in.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them
I need you guys to be crashing the offensive glass. Big guys, use your size to box out and get inside position. Effort, fellas, effort!
His mom, All-State in '85. His 3 uncles won state titles. Deep basketball roots.
And how about the fact several of his cousins also won state championships, although Otto is the only one in the family to reach the NBA.
New group in for the Celtics. Zeller is checked in for Horford. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Lee. Smart's checked in for the Cobra. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Evan Turner. And a switcher also for Washington. John Wall's checked in for Mr. Fundamentals.
You know, getting back to Otto Porter's basketball family, it really prepped him to compete. Your family is the first place you learn to navigate and win battles in competition. And that goes for sports and life.
And that one's good.
I like the way they're working the ball inside, because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots, and typically good things happen.
Irving attacking. Rebounded by Dudley.
And talking about Porter, he certainly has worked hard to improve upon his weaknesses. That's a trait that's often instilled in a man at a young age. And he's not an explosive athlete, but his motor and want to compensate for that.
Celtics trail by 3. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Stolen by Smart. 56 seconds left to play here in the half. Out to Hayward. Gortat with the steal. Inside. And there's Porter on the assist by Dudley. And now a 5-point Wizards lead.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Hayward goes in. Good.
And he'll take it right into the teeth of the D without thinking twice about it.
Wizards leading by 3. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. They get the rebound. Outside for Beal. Lets it go with a 3. And there's the call on Marcin Gortat. That's his 3rd foul of the game. 16 seconds left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Wall against Irving. Johnson the screen. Looking to end his cold spell. Got it up. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Wizards lead by 1. And time now to go courtside as we...
Thanks, Kevin. I'm here with David Lee. And David, tell us...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Things were going Washington's way from the beginning. Amped up and ready off the tip, they immediately went on an 11-4 run. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
One advantage has been their stellar rebounding. I mean, they're putting bodies on people.
That does it for halftime as the game is just about set to get going again. We send you back to Kevin Harlan and crew for the 3rd quarter.
Here we go now, the start of the 3rd quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Take a look at what the Cobra's been doing. He has 9 points, and he has 1 steal to his credit as well.
And Clark, he's just done a great job defensively. That 1 steal doesn't tell the whole story.
Taking a look at the Wizards. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Mr. Fundamentals is out there with Wall, and it's Oubre in at the 3.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Boston trailing.
And Washington put together a good season against the East last year. Ended up with that 46-36 record, with 30 of those wins coming against the rest of the conference.
Wall up top. He's covered by Irving. From 11 feet away. Another shot. Lee with the block. Lee with the steal. Here's the Cobra. Out to Lee. Here's the Cobra. 13 points in the game. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game. And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
No one near Wall as he lets it go. Off target with his 3.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Wizards trail by 5. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Washington gets it back, and it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Celtics making a switch here. Turner's checked in. The Wizards also changing it up. Dudley comes in for Gortat. And Bradley Beal subbed in for Mr. Fundamentals. Pick by Horford. The Cobra. Terrific design on a pick play. He lays it in. The Cobra's got 12 now in this quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
He feeds it to Horford. The dish to Irving. And he gets it to go. Irving's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Horford dishes to Turner. Outside Irving. Second chance shot. The shot will not go. And Washington the other way now. Outside, Wall. Pass to Beal. There's 1:54 left in the 3rd quarter. Misses the jumper. Beal with the steal. Nene with the screen on Irving. Oubre with it. Picked up by Turner. Oubre passes to Nene. And Lee pulls it down. Lee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
But they get it back. Oubre kicks to Beal. Dudley dishes the Wall. Fires from deep. And he gets the bucket. Wall's got 6 points. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And, guys, there was a time where people wondered if John Wall could be a team leader. Well, that question has been answered and then some. Unquestioned leader of the Wizards.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Zeller, he's checked in for Horford. Johnson comes in for Lee. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Evan Turner. And Smart subbed in for the Cobra. Then for the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Porter comes in for Oubre. And Mr. Fundamentals subbed in for Beal.